let's learn about how to do some basic encryption. We're going to use Atbash, which is a very simple encryption algorithm. So I will create atbash.asm. And first I'm going to have a section data. And in my section data, I'm going to have my message that I'm going to be encrypting. And that will be hello world. And I will have a new line character at the end. And let's go ahead and figure out how long this is. So I'll do a length and make it equal to my current location minus the address of message. All right, now I'm going to have a section for my text where I define my global start so that I can now have my start accessible from outside the program. All right, so the first thing I want to do is before I actually convert my hello world, I'm going to just print out print the string. And the way I do that is I move RAX, the value of 1 for a sys write. I'm going to move into RDI, the value 1 for standard out. I'm going to move into RSI, my address of my message. And I'm going to move into RDX, the length of the message, which is right there in length. Okay, so at this point, it's just going to print out the message, and now I want to actually encrypt the message. Encrypt the message using Atbash. So Atbash is an encryption algorithm where an A gets converted into a Z, and a Z gets converted into an A. So basically, you're just swapping everything. Swap with the opposite letter. So that's how the algorithm works. Super simple, but it's kind of neat and kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to initialize everything. I'm going to move into RBX, my index. So that is going to be my index. I'm going to move into RDX, the length, because I want to know how long I'm going. All right, then I'm going to have a loop. All right, now I could either move the letter into a smaller register. So RAX is a full 64-bit register, but I don't want to put it into that because I mean I'm only taking one byte. So there's a couple of different ways I can do that. I could either do a move AL and then grab the location, or I can do a move ZX RAX, and I'll grab the byte from MSG plus RBX. So I'm grabbing a single byte right there from MSG plus RBX, which allows RBX to work as my index right there. All right, so I'm grabbing that letter. Now, then I want to figure out, is this where I'm supposed to be, is this letter I need to convert? Well, what I want to do is I want to do some kind of an if RAX is less than a capital A, if it's less than that, then it must be not a letter. So I can just go to my increment, and let's just call it, well, ink is already used, so let's call it ink right there. So I'll compare RAX to A. And if it's less than that, jump less than that, I'll jump to ink. So then I'll create ink down here. All right. Next thing I want to say is, well, what if my letter is greater than a lowercase z? So lowercase z comes later than a capital A. So if RAX is greater than a lowercase z, then we want to go to ink as well. So compare RAX to a lowercase z, and then jump greater than to my increment. All right. So now we need to figure out, is this a lowercase or an uppercase letter? Because they're going to be handled differently. So if, let's do an if RAX is less than a capital Z, or less than or equal to, I guess, less than or equal to capital Z, then we know that it is going to be an uppercase. So we can go to upper. And after that, we're going to also do if RAX is greater than or equal to a lowercase a, then we can go to lower. All right, so how do we do this? So we compare RAX to a capital Z, and if it is less than or equal to, jump less than or equal to, we'll go to upper. And for this one, we will compare RAX to a lowercase a, and it's jump greater than or equal to lower. All right. And then I guess at this point, we just want increment. So if it's not one of these, then we'll just jump to our increment down here. All right. So now we got our uppers and lowers. So upper, and we got a lower. So in uppercase situation, what do we do? Well, we need to first subtract a capital A off of RAX, because RAX is some ASCII character, and we want to convert it into a character from or a number from 0 to 25. So whatever the capital A is, which I think is 64, we're going to subtract that off of it, and then we'll get a number between 0 and 25. So that's good. And then we want to move into our CX, the number 25, because let's go ahead and put some comments here so we know what's going on. So RAX minus equals capital A. And then this one right here is RCX equals 25. And then we want to subtract from 25. So the idea is, if the letter capital A, if you're using capital A, it'll have a value of 0. And we want to convert it to a Z. And a Z would be a 25. So what we would do is we take 25 minus whatever is in the RAX, and that will give us the index of the letter we wanted to convert to. So subtract RCX and RAX. So that will give us RCX equals 25, that's RCX, minus whatever RAX is. So opposite index value. That's what we're getting there. All right. Now we want to add into RCX, we already have it in a letter, the value and A. So RCX plus equals A, which gets it back into the alphabetical state. So, it's not just a number from 0 to 25. Now it's actually a number that represents an ASCII character for this. We want to then put it back into our array we grabbed it out of way up here, which was in MSG. Put it back in there in the same location. So we're going to do a move MSG plus our index RBX, and we're going to we could use the special move things, but we're going to just do CL because it's in RCX. We'll just move the CL, which is the 8-bit portion of it. So what we do is MSG for RBX equals RCX. That's basically what we're doing. And then at this point, we want to increment it. So we can do a jump to our increment. So we don't do the lowercase thing also. All right. Now, at this point, we can take this code right here, everything except for the jump. We could have the jump, but it doesn't really matter. We paste it right here, and we take all these things right here and convert them to lower cases. And then we want to update the comments so they match as well. And so then what we're doing is we are finding the opposite index again, and we are just incrementing it. All right, or changing it. Swapping it with the other side. Now we want to increment our index. Increment our index. And so we do inc RBX is the index. We want to compare RBX to RDX because RDX is the length right here. And see, okay, have we reached there? And if it is not there yet, so jump less than that, we haven't incremented up to it, we're going to jump back into our loop and go to the next conversion. If we are there, that means we're done. We can just print our encrypted message. Print encrypted message. And so we just move into RAX, the value 1. So that is a sys write. And we can move into RDI, the value of 1. So that's a standard out. And we can move into RSI, the message address. We can move into RDI, the length. Yeah. And then we just do a syscall. At this point, we can exit out. We'll just do exit 0. And the way to do that is move into RAX, the value 60, which is a sys exit. We can move into RDI, the value of 0, which would be our exit 0 thing. So it's the return value. And then we just do a syscall. At that point, I think we are good. As long as we didn't make any mistakes up here, we should be able to just run it, and it should convert uppercase and lowercase letters. And so we should be taking hello world, taking only letters, and converting them with the opposite letter. So let's go ahead and run that. So in order to do that, we do nasm. We're going to make this an ELF64 binary. We're going to take our Atbash, convert it into an atbash.o. We're going to link it, atbash.o, into atbash. And we're going to run this and see if it works. And it did not seem to run. Let's see, what do we have missing? So we convert it. It is not, it should print out the message right here. RAX. So we got RAX set to 1. RDI is set to 1. RSI is set to MSG. RDX is set to length. So that looks like that should have printed out. RAX, RDI, RSI, RDX. RDX is where you print out the length. Did I do that on the top? I did do it at the top. Let's try compiling that again. So it does print out this one. It doesn't print out the message beforehand. RAX1, RDI1, RSI. Ooh, I forgot a syscall. All right, don't forget that. All right, so now, there you go. It prints them both out. So this should help you with basic, well, encryption. And don't forget those very important parts about your syscalls and making sure you have letters set correctly. There you go.